Beautiful cumulus clouds. It looks kind of fake, like a postcard, especially when you look at this camera of downtown Dallas looking up into the sky with those clouds. 75 degrees in downtown Dallas right now. And once again, we're talking about windy conditions. Not too bad right now, but it's going to increase, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. But if you look, there's only a few locations today that have reached the lower 80s, and that's out to the west. So Albany, Breckenridge 82, Haskell 80, same thing in Abilene. But most of us in the mid to upper 70s out there right now. But here's a look at those peak wind gusts. You can see off to the west anywhere from 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. 30 in Dallas is a peak wind gust today. 28 in Fort Worth, Waxahachie 26, 29 in Denton, and 26 in McKinney. Now as we move into Tuesday, I wanted to jump ahead because we're going to increase throughout the overnight hours and really increase into the day tomorrow. Look at these wind gusts. Sustained winds are going to be 25 to 30, and then gusts 30 to 40, even 45 mile per hour wind gusts possible as we go through the day. Here you go. Wouldn't be surprised if there is a wind advisory issued tomorrow, so make sure to secure your outdoor loose items tonight, just ahead of that we're going to deal with tomorrow. Also increasing clouds tonight with that south wind is going to keep our temperatures above normal by about 10 degrees. 52 is where we should be. We're going to sit at 62 here in Dallas as we go into the overnight hours tonight. Overall, we're going to see some more cloud cover than what we have, but what we really need here, folks, is rain, and we are just not seeing it at this point. Let's look at TIMECAST and our next storm system that's going to sweep across North Texas as we go into the day on Wednesday. So we'll stop at Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock. You can see the front. The front's going to be inching into the panhandle. We have a little bit of cloud cover here, but no rain. Now we'll stop it at 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. We're going to start to see maybe an isolated shower pop up, but the moisture is just not going to be there. It really isn't going to start to fire up any showers or thunderstorms till it gets into far east Texas. So front will have already passed DFW, and you can see that line of showers and thunderstorms that will push off to the east. So unfortunately, yeah, there may be an isolated shower. Maybe one location here in DFW is the lucky one to see that rain. But with that chance for showers and thunderstorms, there's also a severe component to that for spots in far east Texas, not for North Texas, but right along the Louisiana-Texas state line, a slight risk there. So we're not looking at the severe threat. Well, we could just use a little bit of rain. If we look at this week's in the rainfall forecast, a trace to about 1/4 of an inch possible as you get into East Texas, where you will see that line of showers, a 1/2 inch to an inch for even more possible. And if we widen it out, you can see most of it going to be in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. So unfortunately, just not what we need at this point, but at least we're dealing with comfortable temperatures today and nice mild air overnight. South winds, again, remember, are going to be pretty gusty starting overnight and continue through the day tomorrow. South winds 15 to 30 miles per hour tomorrow. Mainly cloudy, more clouds than what we have out there today. 83 degrees as the high temperature tomorrow. And if you look at the 10-day forecast, you can see what I mean by 80s dominating our forecast this week. We will see 85 on Thursday, 83 as we go into Friday. And the next chance for rain for us is going to arrive Friday night into early Saturday, out of here pretty quickly. Saturday, most of the day will be dry, and most of next weekend will be dry with temperatures in the 80s. We cool back into the 70s, it looks like, for most of the next week. So if you want that cooler air, or where we should be back, it will arrive. We'll be right back. Maple, elm, oak, fungus, that's what we're dealing with today. So keep that in mind. It's been with us and it's going to continue, especially as the winds increase. It's not going to make it any better. For the record, though, we topped out in the upper 70s. It's a fantastic day, especially to head back to work after a holiday weekend. It's a little bit harder to get going. A forecast like this helps. 74 is where we should be. 78 is where we topped out. And right now we're at 77 degrees. And for the rest of the evening, we're going to stay in the 70s. Now, we are going to continue to battle a wind, south-southeast, 17 miles per hour. That's sustained. Gusts up to 25 to 30, and that will increase as we move forward through the overnight hours. So you can see there's a few spots off to the west that are in the lower 30s right now. By tomorrow, we are all going to be in the lower 30s, even upper 30s, close to 40 mile per hour wind gusts throughout the day. So they will increase tonight, 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a wind advisory tomorrow. So ahead of that, let's go ahead and secure any outdoor loose items and be prepared that that's what we're going to deal with through the entire day on Tuesday. Those winds out of the south plus cloud cover that's going to increase tonight. That's going to keep our temperatures mild overnight in the low to mid 60s. We should be, if you look up here, in the lower 50s, so quite a bit above normal overnight tonight. We will continue to keep the trend above normal with high temperatures all the way through the week and even into the beginning part of the weekend. If you look at Wednesday, 81 degrees, jumping up Thursday to 85. We are going to be watching this closely because we have two different cold fronts that are going to be making their way through here as we go into Wednesday. We'll say cool fronts and going into Friday night and Saturday. Now, will we get any rainfall out of that? Not as much as we would like, if any at all. Here's a look at satellite and radar right now. A few clouds in East Texas will widen it out. Clouds farther to the south. Here's some cloud cover that's going to be moving in from the west. If you look at our timecast here, the first frontal boundary that's going to make its way through will arrive in North Texas early Wednesday morning. So we'll see it arrive into the Panhandle on Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, we're going to see it arrive for DFW. So really 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, there may be an isolated shower out there, but really we just don't have enough moisture to tap into. It really starts to get going into East Texas, and a line of showers and thunderstorms will form and move into Louisiana. So even though we do need the rain, we're not going to see much out of this. There is the potential for far East Texas to see a few strong to severe storms. Slight risk that just clips spots like Longview over towards Shreveport and Texarkana. But if you look, that's where most of that rainfall is going to be, a ½ inch to an inch, maybe even more than that. If you look over DFW the whole week, that includes Friday, traced to about ¼ inch of rainfall possible. So not much, and that drought continues to become a problem for coming up at 5 o'clock. Pete will be talking about that. Increase in clouds tonight, 62 degrees, the south winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Again, if we go back over the forecast for tomorrow, those winds are going to increase, pumping in the warmer air, so expect those temperatures to reach the lower 80s. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the day tomorrow. Now, that doesn't mean you won't see any sun at all, but it'll be kind of like the weekend where we saw just mainly cloudy conditions. Once we get into the weekend, temperatures are still going to be considered above normal, but they're going to be getting closer to normal as we go into the beginning of the next week. And yes, okay, we have a couple of chances for rain Friday night into Saturday, Monday into Tuesday, but still, again, only about 20% to 10% coverage.